Hi, my name is Juliet Hartman, and this is my thermodynamics project on making the cut. For this project, I'm going to be looking at the body as a thermodynamic system and explaining some of the principles and properties behind the way our body works. Primarily, I'm going to investigate fat loss in the body, treating the body as a system where energy in is in the form of the food we take, and then energy out is energy expended by the metabolism. Since energy can neither be created nor destroyed, we can use energy balance equations to explain fat loss. In this project, my own body will be the thermodynamic system under evaluation. Since I am cutting weight for a powerlifting competition, I can use my own energy intake and compare it to my own body weight to show just how close the body is to being like any other thermodynamic system we've learned about. I'd first like to talk about the purpose behind this weight cut in general. While some people try to lose weight for health benefits, as an athlete, I cut weight to compete in a lower weight class because it raises my competitive advantage over my opponents. To do this, I use two tactics. The first is a slow progressive fat loss over several weeks leading into the meet, and the second is a very fast process of cutting water from the body in the week leading up to the meet. So for me, I'm starting my weight cut at 73 kilos, but I compete at the weight class of 67.5 kilos, which is a 5.5 kilo difference. It is generally safe to lose half to 1 kilo per week, but slower is usually better when you're trying to retain muscle. It's also mentally easier to be in a smaller deficit. You feel like you're starving a lot less. I'm starting this process on January 1st, and I have to be done in time for my competition on April 12th. The fat cells in your body are the body's way of storing excess energy that is consumed in the diet. Evolutionarily, we didn't always have stable access to food, and so you typically have to consume a lot in one setting, and then the rest of the energy would be stored as fat to be used for later when you might not have access to food sources. When you eat less calories than your body needs to operate, it will begin to convert stored fat into usable energy. As you can see in the chemical equation on the right, your body takes the fat in the body and converts it mostly into carbon dioxide and water. The lungs are the primary organ involved in removing fat from the body. And as you can see, this fat is neither created nor destroyed. It is simply converted into waste products that exit your system by either respiration or sweating or urinating. The thing that most governs weight loss in your body is your metabolism, and metabolism refers to a set of chemical reactions that occur in organisms which converts an energy source into usable energy. As humans, we typically look at our metabolic rate in terms of the amount of energy that we use per day, and we measure that in calories. And as you can see from the charts on the right, the amount of calories that you burn in a day depends on a lot of different factors, such as the amount of fat in your body, your age, your gender, many things. So based on one of these charts, as someone who's just over 70 kilograms, my total energy expenditure could be anywhere from 1,200 to nearly 6,000 calories per day. It's a really wide range. But based on my gender, my daily activity level, my muscle mass, and all of those things, my nutritionist thinks that my total daily energy expenditure is around 2,000 calories on a rest day and 2,500 on a training day, averaging to somewhere around 2,300 a day. So a healthy weight cut is usually around a deficit of 500 calories, and so my intake should be around 1,800 per day to see the kind of weight loss results that we're looking for. Now that we've built a foundation for understanding metabolism, I'd like to introduce to you the three things that make up your total daily energy expenditure. The first is BMR, or your basal metabolic rate. That's the amount of energy that your body requires in order to do all necessary processes that keep you alive. Anything having to do with your circulatory system, respiration, digestion, thinking, anything at all. Next is your physical activity, so any actual workouts that you do, whether it's weight training, cardio, high-intensity interval training, any of that will be part of your physical activity. And lastly, you have NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is any calories that you burn from movement that isn't a part of your regular physical activity. This could be foot tapping, fidgeting, standing, any random movements throughout the day. Now, how do we connect this all to thermodynamics? We can almost treat the body as a control volume, in which we can apply the first law of thermodynamics, which assures that energy in the system is conserved. It's neither created nor destroyed. The kinetic energy in the system is almost like the actual work done by the body, whether it's through a planned workout or whether it's through your other forms of movement that would be accounted for by NEAT. Potential energy is like the food we intake, which becomes calories, which can either be used by the body to do further movement, turning it into kinetic energy, or which will be stored by fat in the body, which is why I like to think of fat cells as the body's source of internal energy. Now let's rewrite the first law in order to connect it to our metabolism. So the change in energy of the system will be equal to the positive of the food that we intake, so the calories from that, minus the amount of calories that we burn from the metabolism, plus or minus the fat stores. And plus or minus is to indicate whether we will gain weight from intaking more food than our metabolism burns, or we will lose weight by intaking less food than our metabolism burns. We can set this energy equation equal to 0 because for a closed system, when energy is conserved, there must be a net change in energy of 0. So by burning around 2,300 calories a day, but only eating around 1,800, this creates an imbalance of 500 calories, which must be pulled from the fat stores. And the proof of this is that over the course of a few months, I brought my body weight down from around 73 kilos to right around 69 kilos. But unfortunately, I still had 1.5 left to lose, so I had to turn to some older water cutting tricks, which involves sitting in the sauna with 5 layers of clothes on. While I did lose a kilo in the sauna, I still had half a kilo to lose, and so I had to turn to a less savory tactic, spitting, by using a candy such as Jolly Ranchers to force yourself to salivate, and by spitting all of that out, you can actually lose about half a kilo of body weight per hour of spitting. Gross, I know, but anything to win. And I can actually tie this back to chapter 4 when we take a look at our mass rate balance. If I intake 0 water and I can spit half a kilo an hour of water, then I'll only need to spit for 1 hour in order to get the last half a kilogram to go away. This worked, and the night before I was sitting right at 67.5 kilograms, and so I was ready to weigh in the next morning. I wound up weighing in at 67.2 kilos, and I had a relatively good day at Collegiate Nationals. I came 3rd in the nation, despite overcoming a really bad hip injury that happened over spring break, where I did an involuntary backflip on skis, and sustaining a mild concussion. I went 8 for 9 on my lifts, only missing my 3rd bench, and I'll go ahead and play my favorite lift from the day for you. Also note all the numbers you see above are in kilos.
So Gisela, she is in 8th for now, but depending on the results of Platform 3 and the rest of these lifts, she could drop to 9th.
Juliet Hartman, 3rd attempt, 210. Come on, Juliet, we believe in you. This is all lift. You. Miss deadlift. Let's go. You got it, all you.
You need this.
Up, pull it, keep pulling. Yes, come on, Juliet. What a pull here on platform 3, and she is good lift. 3. Insane performance here by Juliet, one of our local Georgia lifters.
If only I could raise my grades the same way I can pick up 463 pounds, I feel like I would have a lot less problems. I know that a lot of these concepts are very loosely tied to thermodynamics, but powerlifting is something that I'm very passionate about. I've been training for years to get to this kind of national meet, and to go 3rd in the nation, I'm the highest placing individual from the women's powerlifting team in school history. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were able to take away something interesting, such as how the metabolism works, or maybe something fun about powerlifting that you didn't know before. But either way, thank you for a great semester. I've learned a lot in this class, and now for my end credits.